The reason you're not believing in yourself is because you don't know how self belief works and how to develop self belief. So, in this video, we'll try to understand that how self belief works and how you can develop it in practical, easy, and structured way. Now you have to understand that believing in yourself and self belief, self worth is not just a feel good platitude. It is a cognitive state known as self efficacy. I will repeat this word, it is known as self efficacy. So when self efficacy is low, your brain's amygdala, okay, we have come across this word most often, amygdala treats new opportunities as threats rather than challenges, which leads to self sabotage. So here are five research based and scientific reasons and practical scientific methods how you can which you can use to rewire your self belief and self efficacy. So the first thing is the negativity bias and the amygdala hijack. So if speaking in terms of evolution, our brain is hardwired for survival, to prioritize survival rather than success. So whenever we see a new opportunity, the brain first sees them as threat and potential, failure more than the potential gain. So your brain would rather stay safe and mediocre than take a risk that might lead to social rejection or failure or any of the other things which we, you know, exaggerate and make mountain of out of a mole. So the fix is cognitive reframing. When you feel a gut feeling of doubt, label it. So you can say that my amygdala is sensing a perceived threat, not a factual one. This shifts activity from the emotional center to the prefrontal cortex, allowing logic to take over. And as we have discussed earlier, one of the important things for understanding and processing your emotion is labeling it, naming it. Like, I am feeling sad, I am feeling angry, I'm feeling disappointed, I'm feeling hurt. So, when you frame those things, it really helps you with processing feelings and going and resolving them. So, yes, reframe your feelings and reframe your thoughts. Very important. The next thing is lack. People fail to develop self belief because there is a lack of inactive mastery. Now, what is inactive? It's not inactive, it's inactive. The spelling is en, then active, inactive, inactive mastery, which is basically saying that the most powerful source of self belief is inactive mastery, the experience of actually doing something successfully. You can say it as competence. Most people fail to believe in themselves because they set goals so large that they never provide the brain with a win for a reference. So you need small wins, you need micro victories. So set a goal so small that it is impossible to fail, like writing one sentence, doing one push up, and each completion provides you with a hit of dopamine and builds a competence portfolio that your brain uses as evidence for future confidence. So confidence comes from competence, but for you to develop competence you have to start small, you have to set small goals. So when you set small goals and you have that reference in mind that I have done this successfully in the past, it builds your confidence, and then you are able to move ahead and do greater things. So yes, it takes time, but there is no hurry, and you can take all the time you need, but for reaching mastery and excellence, you cannot rush the process. So, yes, an active mastery is the way to go. The next thing is the internal critic versus self compassion. Most people believe that self criticism is a motivator, but research says that self criticism, too much of being critical about your own thoughts and achievements and all the things, it leads to triggering body's threat defense system, which releases cortisol. We talked about the gland amygdala. Now we're talking about this hormone which is called cortisol. It leads to learned helplessness. So high self-belief is actually linked to self-compassion, which allows you to fail without losing your sense of worth. Remember, if you do not learn how to lose, if you don't experience failure in life, it is very dangerous, because if you never experience failure, rejection, or trauma, or those things which are painful, which hurt you, which disappoint you, you will never be able to develop your sense of worth. So you need resilience, and you only build resilience by actually experiencing those sad things and unfortunate things which sometimes happen. So, yes, so how can you build self-compassion? The fix is third person self-talk. When doubting yourself, talk to yourself in the third person using your name. Research shows that creating psychological distance reduces anxiety and making you more objective and supportive toward your own efforts. So, like, treat yourself as a subject and talk to yourself in a third person, and that is how you actually try to understand your situation and develop self-compassion for yourself. And as they say, that talk to yourself as if you talk to one of your best friends, because you also need yourself. You should always be your first friend. Okay, now let's come on to the next thing, which is social comparison. And that is such a disappointment, that comparison is a thief of joy. Whenever you compare yourself with someone who is highly successful, it will make your achievements and your successes less attractive, less appealing to yourself. So never compare someone else's highlight reel with your behind the scenes, because this creates cognitive distortion where we feel incapable. So what you need is a curated peer exposure. Proactively seek out stories of people. Follow those people who are at the same level as you in the journey. So if you want to grow a YouTube channel just like me, don't look at the star with 10 million subscribers. Look at the creator who just hit 1,000 subscribers, which for me at this stage of having just 15 subscribers feels like a dream, feels like moon, going to the moon. So even 1,000 subscribers is such a big achievement. So when you have people and peers who are on the same journey and at your same level, uh, that makes success feel attainable rather than impossible. And the last thing that I would like to end this video on is the importance of feedback loop, because we all need feedback uh, positively encourages you, and it changes your body brain chemistry. So self belief is not only in your head, in your mind, it is in your physiology. So if you have high levels of cortisols and low levels of testosterone or serotonin, so these are chemicals linked to low confidence. So your posture and your physical state and send signal to your brain about your status and capability. So the fix is the action first principle. Don't wait to feel confident to act. Act and the confidence will follow. Engaging in physical movement or finishing a difficult task changes your hormonal profile, which then tricks your brain into believing you're capable of the next challenge. So, have a basic plan and then act. Stop overthinking, because when you take the most obvious next step, it will give you feedback and it will take you ahead in the journey of whatever that you're trying to do. So that's all about why people do not build self belief, because of all the reasons, and we just go over them. The negativity bias, your brain tries to protect you. Lack of inactive mastery, which is you don't have the proof of competence. The third is being too critical and not having self compassion. Social comparisons, comparing someone else's 100th chapter with yours, with your first one. And then uh, the feedback loop of body being chemistry, your posture, your posture and your physiology dictates how confident or how much you believe in yourself. So keep these principles in mind and act consistently, act with some faith. Try to have faith in Almighty Creator, and yes, your life will change for better, one step at a time. There is no need to rush. We have got more than enough time if we use it properly. And remember, you never waste time, you only waste yourself and your life. So that's all for this video. Thank you. Over and out. Peace.